Mic check 1 2.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Excuse me. Mic check 1 2. Did I do Bash at the Beach? I don't think I did this one. Custom images, I think. Dashing, but we may just have to do general purpose. I don't think there's a. Show name. Wait again. Location, random, general purpose. We put it off. Matchup screen. At this point, we could do like. That's fine. No. If we're at a beach, let's put like the ship thing, maybe. Yeah, make it a little beachy. That's alright. Alright, Clash of... Alright. And the elements here. Alright. Alright. You have a decent amount of matches. It's a regular normal match for the European Championship. We're probably gonna have to give this to X-Pac. Triple H rather. Was in my stream. Alright, so Triple H is gonna. Now we got Damian Priest. Nah, see these new bloods, I don't like them too much, so let's see here. Now we always make Roman Reigns a jobber. Not so much a jobber, but he's kind of like. In my league, he's not the top dog. Macho don't have a belt right now, right? Hold on a second. I keep doing this, but I really wish that GUI would be a little bit better, man, sometimes. I feel like 24 kind of fixed a lot of this, and a lot of these bugs came back, unfortunately, but... Alright, so... That looks good. Ken Shamrock's music is playing. So, that reminds me. Alright, Ken Shamrock can get a lot of momentum if he beats him, so we're going to try to have that happen. Sorry, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, but you guys are jobbers in my league. Alright, so we got Triple H versus X-Pac. That's DX Triple H. Roman Reigns versus Madness Macho Man, NWO. We got Seth Rollins versus Shamrock. Both count anywhere. Let's get these entrances on. For some reason, these are not sticking. Alright, are we doing a Brock Lesnar versus Austin? We could. No, how about this? Since we're gonna do customized match, okay, we're gonna do a promo. Let's knock a promo in here. Alright, so how to do a good promo. Let's see. We're gonna do, obviously, keep all this on. I really wish some of this stuff would just stick. So, Shawn Michaels. We are going to do DX Shawn. And to be honest, it doesn't matter really who I pick here, because the promo is going to be a challenge promo more. Actually, I could select somebody. Okay, I'm trying to think. Who can Shawn go against that would give him a good match? Alright, we're going to put The Rock. How about we do The Rock? Alright, so we'll do confirm. Let me think about this. Confirm. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to make a promo. We go to rivalry. We're going to make a promo. Okay, so he's going to do a self promo, but it's going to be against The Rock later tonight. I'm gonna have the challenge thing to where like I could pick a win in 5 minutes or a win without getting injured or whatever the whole thing. Win or there's like 3 of them they let you choose. All right, so it's at 4-5. Okay, so we got 3 more matches left. Let's try to figure this out. Oh yeah, Batista won the title for Intercontinental, so we're gonna have to make him Extreme. I almost don't want him to have the we'll have him lose it on the PLE next, the Bash at the Beach. So who is he gonna job? Job Jericho. Or we can even job Ric Flair. Actually, let's do Ric Flair. I got the Evolution Ric Flair, so. Where are you, Rick? The honky tonk man. Okay, so we got Rick. And we're gonna go against Batista. It's a good match actually, because they were both Evolution members, right? He won the belt on accident when I simmed it, so I didn't really want him to win, but what are you gonna do? Ric Flair has the IC title on the line, entrance on. For some reason my entrances I have to turn all manually on. I don't know why. Wasn't like that till this update. See, if all this stuff would stick, I'd be pumping out these shows a lot quicker. But they don't stick anymore on the main show. I have all those settings already. Okay, let's think about this now. Okay, so what I wanted to do, Brett. And this is just a regular match. There's no titles on the line, but it's a good match. Okay, so the main event's got to be Shawn, right? Because he's talking crap over you, so I don't want to forget that. And we said Shawn versus Rock, right? So let's do that. All right. Okay. No title on the line, right? But this is an important match because it's a momentum match because of the promo. Alright. I think we are good for this SmackDown. Entrances are all on. Alright, that looks good. We got Bash at the Beach as the next PLE. So let's take a look here. We'll go over the card real quick. We got Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus X-Pac for the European title. Roman Reigns versus Madness Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth. We got a Falls Count Anywhere versus Seth Rollins versus Ken Shamrock. We got Shawn Michaels coming out in a promo. We got Evolution Ric Flair versus Batista for the IC title. We got the Hitman versus John Cena in a one fall. And we got Shawn has to back up his challenge from the promo for the main event. All right, we have to play. I want Triple H to get this belt. I'm gonna sim some of these matches. I'm not playing all of them, I don't think, but we gotta.
WWE European Championship.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do?
This is a big time opportunity, Byron, as the title will be on the line here.
You're right, Michael, and judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
Look at the arrogance of Hunter. Got those sideburns though, I like that. I wish they had like a Shawn with the sideburns.
The challenger about to compete in a career-altering championship match. He is ready.
Wait, what? Why is he the world? Wait, hold on. Oh, I see. They're the tag team champions. So he's gonna have 2 belts. Gotcha. Okay. 2 belts he's gonna have. Huh. Well, next show we're gonna make them lose the tag titles then. I should have really had them lose it. Or maybe on the Monday we'll do that.
A two-time Hall of Famer. One of the most underrated in history.
The engine of D-Generation X and the NWO.
Has taken down
The X is running the gold in this league.
sizes and has the championships to prove it. Consider the glue of D-Generation X. Throughout history, where great moments happen in this business, X-Pac usually isn't far behind. Well, I think some great
Introducing the challenger. From Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 255 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And his opponent, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 212 pounds, the WWE European Champion, X-Pac.
All right, here we go. It's gonna be a real slobber knocker, everybody. A real slobber knocker. Referee Charles Robinson raises that European Championship. That's for all of Europe. The entire nation of Europe is at stakes.
One of the more unique
Entire continent of Europe. I don't know what this is.
The European title. You call it unique, Cole. I call it underrated. Some truly great talents that held that championship.
Getting out of harm's way.
misses the target.
What a forearm.
Elusiveness from X-Pac.
Try to put on a decent match, not just run him through.
Drop.
Using the elbow to escape the attack.
And they're going shot for shot, multiple blows. The fight is on, and it's furious.
Slugging away with everything they've got.
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe. Clothesline, so effective. Reversal by Hunter. Big forearm. Corey, how do you even contain a opponent as dynamic and athletic as X-Pac?
Well, the goal is to completely overwhelm him, Cole. Hit him with nonstop offense and don't give him any breathing room to get himself going. Helmsley looking to bait his opponent into a mistake.
All right, he's got to refocus.
That's for
on
you,
that.
X-Pac. Kick some dirt on you, X-Pac.
Clearly lost in the moment. He better snap out of it. Okay, he should really focus on the match now. We get the point. What a forearm. Oh, the physicality on display there. Unbelievable.
And a series of vicious stomps.
Oh, man, that's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Oh. Okay, so he reversed my
Oh, counters right back on Hunter.
Hurricanrana.
Inside out. He can barely
He wants to do the X Factor. Let's let him have it. He can have it. You can have it. Wait, what do you mean? You're not doing it?
Hand and elbow. The challenger taking some minor damage.
Oh, he didn't have his finisher.
Natural talent of X-Pac.
Oh, no. Now possibly setting up for
Oh,
a submission
whoops.
maneuver.
crossface chicken wings in.
Oh, boy. Looking, breaking the legs and now breaking the
I
arms.
thought for a second he might have had. Now he has it. Come on, I don't mind if he does it. This is on hard, but in universe mode, it's not that hard. When you play my faction, believe me, universe isn't that hard. All right, go ahead. You've got the.
Will the champ make that pay off?
Cover. Kick out. Oh, my God.
I'm absolutely stunned. A display of
So we gave him an X Factor, but we're still gonna win this most likely. I mean, if he wins, whatever. But
And there needs to be a refocus now. That was the moment that could have ended things. A moment that's being replayed in their heads right now. Taking a chance one more time and landing with incredible impact.
He's able to avoid heavy contact.
Clothesline. Good Lord. So effective.
Oh, man, meeting the barricade.
meet the barricade, Sean Waltman.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Meet the pole, Sean Waltman.
Right into the ring post.
Bang. He finds a counter.
Now, we don't want to count out, so let's not have that happen.
Disrupts the attack with an elbow to the gut.
Get in there, get in there, get in there.
And X-Pac clearly ready for a fight here.
Oh, the ref getting in the middle of it.
And here he is, heading back into the ring.
I can do the low blow if I get him out of here. Oh no! All right, yes, pin me, pin me, pin me. Oh,
Execution from the champ.
X-Pac thinking high risk.
From the top.
doesn't matter if he pins me at this point.
Jake is setting in for the challenger.
This could be the defining moment of this match for him. What does he do now?
Bumsley once again proving just how talented he is.
Finally clapped. Oh, caught him. Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh, we got the pedigree coming. Oh no. Could this be it for X-Pac? Do we have a new European champion?
Path to the title.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. Hunter Hearst Helmsley is your new champion.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE European Champion, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
What a turn of events.
Little man, break it down. Da-da-da-da.
People are going to be talking about this match for a long time coming.
Yeah, we had the distinct pleasure of having the best seats.
So they don't have a DX victory pose for Triple H, by the way, with the Hunter Hearst character. Not with the title, anyway.
Can you dig it, sucker?
This is going to be tricky now because Roman Reigns has a very high rating. So let's see if we can job him for Macho. Alright, the former IC champion Macho Man is going to have a battle with the... This is the longest, by the way, one of the longest intros in the game is this OTC intro. It's like ridiculously overkill. So what pisses me off with WWE is like when they really get behind somebody, they overdo it sometimes. Like there's no need for this man to come out like a mile, 1 mile an hour.
WWE Universe.
All slow looking, and he's like, you know, I mean, I don't hate Roman Reigns. I think he's okay, but like, there's way too much hype around these corporate guys.
Making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the
You know, when they shove him down your throat, like it's like basically like as a fan, you don't have a choice. You better like Roman or not because he's gonna be around for the next 10 years.
The original tribal chief. The only tribal chief. The OTC.
A man who held the WWE
And that's what they kind of do, right? So
for a record obliterating
I actually kind of like Cody Rhodes better. I think he's
316
I like his character better.
over 3 years atop WWE.
And Reigns is ready to once again be that dominant.
But I don't mind Roman. He's okay. I mean, there's some modern guys I don't mind. Definitely prefer Attitude Era. Even New Generation. Heck, even the Monday Night Wars WCW era also. I like that. I like those 3 eras. Even the Golden era is okay with me. Some parts of Ruthless Aggression isn't bad either. Brock Lesnar made that. And Kurt Angle. And Randy Orton's pretty good from back then. Not a big fan of modern Randy
The
too much.
ultimate in-ring
I feel like he's
chess
all jacked up on
match.
steroids.
How can he keep Savage from carrying out his game plan?
It is painfully long intro. They're like, yep, suck it up, Roman, because you're going to lose this match most likely. Excuse me.
One of the most unpredictable superstars in history. We're about to see the brilliance in madness.
Oh, yeah. Cream of the crop. Yeah.
Proclaims the madness rules forever.
It does, Cole. Everyone else is just fighting for a sip from the same cup of coffee in the big time.
Macho's entrance works really well with the NWO stuff. You don't even have to like change much.
Well, Byron, Macho Man is looking to steal another show here tonight. The WWE Universe basket.
I actually think his NWO entrance looks better than his original.
And like it or not, you
Oh,
have to
no, I don't think so.
acknowledge it. Roman Reigns has amassed an almost unthinkable amount of power here in WWE.
We got that chain wrestling going on.
Cutthroat, even devious in the process of achieving and maintaining that power. But there's simply no denying that he is currently the only one on his level.
And across the ring is the cream of the crop himself, Macho Man Randy Savage. What's that saying about the cream always rising to the top? In Savage's mind, he already has this match won.
I messed up on that. Come on, Macho. And man, he's gonna get this one too. Oh, no.
Transitions into a
Oh,
side
yeah.
headlock.
It's tricky sometimes.
Tied up with
It's tricky to sometimes get them in some. All right, we got it. I think we got him here. Yep. Now. You gotta feel like for the vibration. Yeah. Oh well.
sweeps the leg.
All right, we got to roll up. Okay. Memorable moment.
Count was a bit too close for comfort.
Battering away with a series of
Come on, Macho.
in the corner. Oh, down they go. Getting the cover here, high in the end.
Gets the shoulder up and
No one take too many chances with the memorable
Not
moments.
enough yet.
Come on, Macho.
going up to the top now.
He slowly
Roman's not really a turnbuckle guy, is he?
a massive target on
From way up, targeting the stomach to reverse that maneuver.
Big forearm.
Corey, do you have any idea of Roman Reigns' mindset coming into this match?
Reigns always keeps it fairly close to the vest, Cole, but if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that Reigns has come into this match.
Yeah, cream of the crop. Yeah. So, Roman Reigns, let me tell you something. You look at Miss Elizabeth. Yeah.
big knee.
Definitely some damage dealt to him there.
If the Macho Man can produce more of that, it might get the job done.
He puts him into the corner.
Vicious knee.
Just using their foot as a weapon.
So ruthless.
Reigns now losing ground.
Roman keeps getting cut off at the pass.
Macho Man Randy Savage getting the crowd riled up right now. And landing with the double axe handle.
Double axe handle smash.
Oh, yeah. Can he do a suicide dive? Why doesn't it always catch sometimes? Ow!
He's going for it.
He gets the shoulder up
I can't be the only one that has problems with the suicide dives in this game.
Down on him.
Because I know in 24 they worked 100%. No problem.
What a counter!
honestly can't believe we just saw a human being toss like that.
He gets set straight down.
Let's see if we can get a suicide dive going.
Waiting, and we know exactly what he's thinking. No way.
Got it. We got it.
Cole does it better, risking it all and able to connect like a homing missile.
Oh, look at this, just cranking it out.
I feel like sometimes these 2K games have a lot of missed potential. They're like almost there.
This is planned.
Take off.
Crashing to the floor.
Oh no. Decided to take a leap of faith. and
Like they're
gain the
pretty
points.
decent games, but they're like plagued with problems at times, and they focus too much on the micro transgression, the
Being set up in the corner for something.
the loot box modes.
Ooh, knee after knee to the gut.
Oh, it's relentless.
Microtransactions. I was gonna say microtransgressions. I'm like, what am I saying?
Delivers the inverted DDT.
What a display of strength here.
I'm watching too much politics. All right, snap pile driver. Now we're gonna go for the elbow.
Savage is leaving his mark on his opponent. Top rope.
This could be it, but I think Roman's he's gonna kick out. He has resiliency, I think. No? Yep.
Reigns able to get his shoulder up, and I don't know how many more times he can do that tonight.
The Macho Man is living about
Well, we have another one saved.
needs to get back into the match.
Savage now, perched high atop the ropes. Elbow drop.
And I think this one he's done.
Savage.
Oh. All right.
Amazing. What resilience being shown from Reigns here tonight.
We've seen Macho Man's best moves already. You've got to wonder what else Savage needs to do tonight.
Perched up top. Good Lord. Taking flight.
Yeah.
Laying it all on the line.
Messing with the badness. Snap it to a sling.
Relentless assault from the Macho Man.
And the madness cannot be stopped. Oh, man. Right into the steel steps.
The madness cannot be stopped.
Deafening in the building right now. Just refusing to give up. Continues fighting.
All right, so we do have to worry about this count out. Come on, get off them. Don't get locked in. All right.
He quickly slides into the ring.
Shocked right out of the ring.
We're not winning by no count out.
And that's classic Macho Man right there. Come get you a cup of coffee. Oh, this is what you get. He had that coming. Delivering a series of sharp elbows.
Reigns can't yield any attack coming his way.
The homework done on Roman is paying off.
Oh, what a shot.
Look at that gash on the face of Reigns. Catches the clothesline. Superstars countering one move after
I don't even know what move that was, but that looked really cool. All right.
from the top rope.
I think this is it.
It's over. You can't survive that again. 2. Randy Savage did it.
Thank you, Roman.
Here is your winner,
Oh, yeah. That's what you get, Roman. Roman Reigns looking at my wife. Lisa Elizabeth. Yeah. The cream of the crop. Okay. Now, question. Do we sim this match? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if we sim this match, chances are Seth Rollins is going to win. But if I play it, I can make Ken. I can probably make Ken win. We could sim it though. Sometimes I like a good sim. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, because I played the last two. They took a little out of me. So let's sim this. Like I said, I highly doubt Ken is gonna win if we sim this, but all right.
Wait a second. What's going on here? It's another brilliant move from the architect.
See, I kind of like this version of Seth Rollins, the Shield one. I don't really care for the Seth freaking Rollins. I think it's stupid. It's just
Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
We already know of one man who has fallen for this tactic. None other than Roman
what
Reigns.
is this the entrance for the Seth freaking Rollins though? Or whatever. I don't care. The motions are different.
Yeah, but so many superstars have faced off against the Shield. So many have heard the stories of their dominance.
This is a very lazy.
Is a message to the entire locker
All they did here was take the Seth freaking Rollins and they just put a Shield outfit on him and gave him the Shield music, but he's got every motion and animation of Seth freaking Rollins.
Here comes the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. And gentlemen, he is in his zone.
I feel like also another thing, Ken Shamrock, dude, if you ever saw him in real life back in the day in wrestling, he had a menacing physique to him. Like, he was a monster, and he looks fairly undersized in this game. This was the same way in 2K24. He just didn't have a, he didn't look as built as he should. I feel like they could have made him look a little bigger. He didn't have to be like, I mean, this guy was a monster, man. Physically looking anyway at one time.
Hesitating an opponent. I don't know who can stop him. Ken Shamrock will do anything that enters his mind to emerge from battle victorious. These competitors know that there will be
I hope Ken wins. I don't think he will. There's a huge rating difference. I think Seth has like this Seth has a 92. Ken has a 84.
You mean the outcome will be determined by the superstars? That's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll continue to be. Granted, falls count anywhere.
Shamrock has to get very lucky. So far, out of almost every match I simmed, if the rating is anywhere from 7 to 10 points lower, it's like 1 out of 10 shot they're gonna win this. From my experience, 2K24 was not as what's the word? 2K24 sometimes you would never know. Like even if like you had Doink the Clown versus Yokozuna or something, Doink could still pull off a win even with a much lower rating. But in this game, it seems like it's extremely tight for the higher rated wrestler. And I think that has a lot to do with the transactions of my faction, because the game is kind of built around my faction in a way where higher rated cards are always going to have the advantage. So it's similar with even in the base game, that higher rated wrestlers are always going to have the advantage. That's what happens when you design a game primarily around the money modes. You start to lose the actual wrestling, and it's catered to the money modes. So, unfortunately, like I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm probably not going to buy WWE 2K26 only because I don't really like the direction that 2K is going with these games. I do enjoy them. I think they're very fun games. I like the sandbox mode of Universe. I do kind of like my faction mode this year, but I don't like the fact that they force you to play it, unfortunately, for the personas. I unlocked almost all the personas, except for the Chad Gable one, which is recent. But to me, I just feel that the forcing, and also the Chad Gable 16 was a persona last year, by the way. So we're not even getting new personas. We're literally getting recycled personas for a $130 game. And it's kind of I don't know. Again, I don't want to complain about everything, but 2K's business model is not good, man, and it's a shame because their developers of Visual Concepts are not bad. They're pretty good when it comes to making fun games, but the corporate side of 2K is has a tendency to ruin almost everything they touch. So just be prepared that next year the island, whatever they choose, it might not be an island, it might be a park, or I don't know, some sort of who knows what it's going to be. It'll be some sort of neighborhood thing, like kind of like NBA 2K, just like the island, but it's going to be way more fleshed out next year. And I feel they're going to start locking persona cards behind, or personas rather, behind the island. Like tremendous, like you're going to get all sorts of stuff locked behind the island. Not just my faction. And that's either going to happen next year or the year after. So, yeah. So like I said, this might be the last 2K game I get for a while wrestling. We'll see what happens. Maybe a few years from now. I don't know. I'm getting old in life anyway, so. But I'm enjoying this as the time is here. I mean, I already put tons of hours into this game, so.
Seth Rollins once again doing whatever it takes to defeat the competition. He is definitely...
Yep. What I tell you, Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins has like around 8-point higher rating than Ken, and he won because that's how this game is now. It's based off of higher rated wrestlers are going to win way more in simulation matches now because of the gameplay built around my faction. It caters to that. So yeah, kind of lame in some ways, but okay, whatever. Seth got the win. See, I should have played as Ken. I would have jobbed Seth then, but it's all right. So now we got Sean is going to do a promo here. Let's see what this promo is about. It's going to be a self promo where he challenges The Rock, kind of. All right. Because he's going to wrestle The Rock later.
Now it's time to hear from Shawn Michaels.
Eat the something food.
I wonder what the champ has to say.
Let's see if I could do some Shawn Michaels imitation. I know you're all sick of seeing me, but I got news for you. Shawn, the Heartbreak Kid, doesn't lay down for nobody. Okay, so what are we gonna pick here? I'm gonna win my net. We're gonna do a challenge. Let me get this straight.
Yeah, really putting the WWE
All
universe in
right,
an upward
so he's offering the challenge. All right, so win while barely getting touched, make my opponent tap out. All right, we're going to go with the safe one and make the opponent tap out. We'll try to do that with the figure. He's like, and I know the Heartbreak Kid's going to make him tap out to the figure 4. All right, there you go. So I got to use my imagination for the promo. Hopefully, in the future wrestling games, they could figure something out with AI voice or something, or text box. Make these promos a little better than where we have to come up with our own mental dialogue. Honestly, at the end of the day, with this match, I don't care who wins, actually. I don't care if Flair beats Batista, and I don't care if Batista beats Flair, so we're going to sim it. And I think their ratings are pretty close enough, so. I think Flair does have a little higher, but not much. Like a 4-point difference or something. Because Batista has some momentum. I think he's like 88 or something. And Flair, I think, is like 91 or 92. So they're very close.
And here comes one of my favorites.
It's a big fight feel here tonight as the title is on the line. And title matches like this have a way of getting your blood flowing unlike any
That's a
other match.
good-looking Flair car, I gotta say. I forgot where I downloaded it, man. Who had this guy? Was it I think it was Halloween. If you want this Ric Flair car, it's from the guy Halloween, I'm pretty sure. You can just put the Evolution music and you got a pretty close to authentic Ric Flair. Kind of like the Evolution music anyway, better than Ric Flair's regular theme. I definitely wanted to get an Batista from a different era where he's got the hair. See, in 2K24, they were the creator wrestlers were much better in 2K24 because you could add, you know, people figured out ways to add custom hairs and stuff like that, like what's the status and all them. So it seems like 2K put a real stop to that this year because, again, they're forcing you to play the money modes, unfortunately, just to get stupid hairstyles and stuff. So it's like really like 2K losing me, bro. They're losing me with things, but all right. I guess we gotta wait till that Persona card for Batista comes out. If you want to get that haircut. Because, you know, you could change their underwear and their outfit and everything, but Lord forgive, you give some hair onto you put a little bit of hair on Batista. It's like, no. Those skin grafts are going to cost money. Those skin grafts are going to cost money. That hair transplant is going to run you around $100 of WrestleMania Volume 2 packs or whatever promotion pack comes out at the time. Better get your credit card ready if you want to get Batista with a hair transplant. All right, so he's the IC champion. I have my money on Ric Flair, I think. I think Ric Flair will pull it, but we don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, I don't care. Got to give it credit though to Halloween and and what's the status and DJ Gorilla Nuts and all those guys that work hard at the core creations. They're pretty good, man. I gotta say, and they have like a crazy passion for these wrestling games, and they really work with what the limitations 2K gives them.
Introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 243 pounds, Rick.
Woo!
And his opponent from Washington, D.C., weighing in at 290 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Animal Batista!
You can see it in everyone's eyes. They all want this championship.
Referee Charles Robinson rings the bell, and let's see.
Can leave you speechless. Corey, how does a competitor adjust to this brutality? Well, the main thing is to remember that anything you can imagine is within the rules.
Look at the power. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What would you know about love, Byron? But anyway, the pin or submission has to be in the ring to win.
but gotta make sure to heed the officials.
Is this an Extreme Rules match? I think no. It's actually
And I can only imagine
yes, it's Extreme Rules because there's countouts but weapons.
Returns to the ring, beating the count. Batista launching a savage attack.
call animal control. Batista's loose. Down to
That's the difference between like a Falls Count Anywhere is that there's no countouts and you can
He
pin
exits the
anyone.
ring.
Better watch the count.
He gets back into the ring. Up the rope he goes. Here we go.
Also, another thing I really do kind of wish that 2K would maybe kind of do what Fire Pro does, where you can like adjust logic of what a wrestler has, or tendencies rather. Because you know, when is Batista getting on the top rope, man? Like and jumping outside the ring, he ain't doing that ever. And like you'll see Hulk Hogan doing that and stuff. And I don't think is that really too hard of a game mechanic to implement in some ways, because like Fire Pro does it, and I don't know if there's a way. I could have sworn I thought 2K24 added something like that, but I guess they didn't, because they would have just carried that over if they did. But yeah,
Stood up and hit the DDT.
Looking for a very...
woo!
And a knee drop to the face.
Oh, man.
Working on the arm. Foot just stomping down.
Bang. Knee right on target.
Taking this thing out onto the floor now.
Oh, no. A sledgehammer.
Better call in paramedics right now.
He's able to beat the count just in time.
Ooh.
Boom, what a punch. Good. Shoulders are down.
Is this enough to retain? And there's the kick out. He's still in this.
All right, there goes that table. But you know what? I think Batista may keep the title. I don't care if he does. That's fine. This is like a 60-year-old Ric Flair, so it doesn't matter to me.
Torn into.
This is what we expect out of Extreme Rules. No one is safe.
Sliding into the ring now.
Effective dodge there. Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
Oh, my God. Ooh, targeting the leg there.
Waiting for him to get back on his feet so he can strike.
You know what blows my mind is that Charlotte Flair is in the game and she's extremely well. She's well pushed, well presented by the WWE, but yet it's like they don't want to know Ric Flair. I don't know if that's just 2K. I don't know if that's just 2K or did Ric Flair kind of like screw something up with his contract or licensing. I guess he probably did. Ric Flair has a tendency to be a double talker, unfortunately. When he says he's going to retire, he doesn't retire. He goes to different promotions. That's one of the reasons why he was a 16 times world champion. It's because he basically hijacked the belt and went to different promotions all the time. With the Montreal Screwjob, one can even argue that Vince was so afraid that Brett was going to take the world title to WCW, and one can argue that Ric Flair put the fear of God to some degree into wrestling promotions for running to different companies with the title. Ric Flair kind of is the one that started that. So in a ratings war, the last thing they wanted to see was shenanigans like that. So a lot of people don't realize that with the Montreal Screwjob, that one of the real reasons that happened, you might be looking at him right here, Ric Flair.
Submission is in. Solid grip. And wait a second. Interesting turn of events here.
Yeah, he just released the hold, and I'm racking my brain wondering why.
I will say this though, Ric Flair as a wrestler, he's 9 out of 10 in the ring. I'd say even maybe a 9.5. He's pretty smooth. He's pretty good. He's on a Bret Hart level. I'd say Bret Hart's slightly better. But as a overall person, he's kind of not too good. A little bit of a crazy person in real life, I believe. Like, does kind of very emotional, very sensitive to things, and makes bad decisions with money and career choices, in my opinion. And it's a shame because he is a legend and he could have more of a graceful. Most legends. Oh, there we go. Told you. Most legends, as they get older, kind of like tend to become more graceful. Maybe with exception of like Hogan or something, but Ric Flair is one of those exceptions also. Guys like Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Sting and all these guys, they became a lot more graceful with time. And it kind of like their younger years is where some of them were not too nice, but Ric Flair is one of those guys that just kind of stayed the same. All right, we got a new IC champion. And then we got Big Ticket John over here. John Cena. John Cena, say what you want about him, but as much as people want to say bad things about John Cena, can't wrestle, this, that, the other thing, I will say this much. One of the probably most respected workers in the business because he does the job and he doesn't complain and he does it regardless, and that's that. And sometimes that's what it's about, man. It's about commitment and loyalty. It's not about, you know, I mean, some people would call John Cena like an industry puppet, I guess, but I don't know about that. I think he just, I just think he's a hard worker, and I think he's okay, man. I have a different type of look at John Cena lately. I don't think he's too bad. I wasn't a big fan when he first came around, but.
A man who is quickly becoming the franchise in WWE, John Cena.
And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts.
Yeah, this is, I think, I have pretty much all the attires. I got the recent Persona, the 82 Ruby. But I kind of like his look here the best, in my opinion. He's alright, Cena. He grew on me, this guy. This guy grew on me for some reason. Well, I'll tell you the truth. Whoever wins this match, I really don't care.
Now this is something we've never thought we'd see. Bret Hart taking on John
If Bret wins, alright, that's good. If Cena wins, oh well, it's alright too.
The excellence of execution.
Got some chain wrestling going on.
Both of these men bent the business to their will, and in a lot of ways, these two are masters of their respective eras. Two very dominant, two very divisive superstars in their own way. I'm genuinely curious where this goes. Oh, ouch! Into the side headlock here.
Oh, and it's reversed. Locking up with one another.
Showing strength here.
One thing that they did is adding the chain wrestling is kind of cool, actually. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like the mechanics, but it is kind of cool. They added it back.
Slides around to get control.
I just wish 2K would do more like good things like that. It's like for every good thing they do like 5 bad things.
Slips out of the hold and applies a rear waist lock.
With the cover, he's going for it.
Oh, we gotta roll up.
Countered into a new cover. And a kick out.
He just powered out there, Cole.
Elbow drop.
Piercing.
Looks like that really got him there.
Cena's hustle coming into play. Textbook fireman's carry takeover.
This is gonna be a tricky one who to predict because I think these guys have almost identical ratings.
Yes.
So
Kick to the back. Axe handle from the middle rope. And he's letting his prey stumble right into his trap.
oh, slingshot crossbody.
Knocks them out.
Hitman is performing with such precision right now.
Hitman. Oh, he got him. Is he going to lock this in? Targeting the shoulder. Escape and a takedown. Stop in the leg.
A lot of people think John Cena can't wrestle. I think it's safe
Oh
to
my
say
God! Look at the power of John Cena.
into the cover.
Oh my God!
And a shoulder in the air.
He clearly has no intention of staying down.
Did I just hear the commentary say John Cena can't wrestle or something? That's funny that the commentary would say that.
Pulling it up. Into a gauntlet suplex. That move had the amount of force akin to a natural disaster.
That's how you know John Cena's a good sport because he kind of lets things like that slide.
But he'll soon be put back down.
Imagine saying Bret Hart can't wrestle. Well, it wouldn't be true, but still, even if it was, I feel like the thing with Bret is any criticism against Bret is like one thing I want everybody in this stream to notice about Bret Hart, and I do like Bret Hart, and I respect him tremendously, but he praises every match he had where he wins. But he hardly ever praises any match he has where he loses. Okay? And I'm dead serious on that. So, he always praises Stone Cold Steve Austin in that 97 SummerSlam match, which was a fantastic match. But there's a common denominator. Bret Hart won. Right? Now, people will say, well, yeah, but, you know, Driftblim, he made Stone Cold with that match. And, there's truth there. He did make Stone Cold with that match to some degree. However, Bret Hart still won. See, that's how this works. If you bring up, if somebody could give me in the comment section a match where Bret Hart actually loses to somebody and compliments the person he loses to, put it in my comment section. Because I'm going to almost bet you that that never happens. But you'll see Shawn Michaels lose to The Undertaker, and he will compliment The Undertaker. So that's what I'm trying to say. Bret, not the most humble guy, and everybody thinks that Bret's like so great and everything. But you know what? I truly do like his wrestling skill, and I think he was a fairly nice guy in the locker room. But on a personality level, not a big fan. Kind of like what Scott Hall said, like everything's about Bret in a way, and I kind of see through some of the things with Bret sometimes. So that's my opinion. Anyway, if anyone has a other opinion, you can comment.
Nice hip toss.
He's going for the pin.
Whoa!
John Cena is your winner.
That was like an underwhelming win, though.
Here is your winner,
And big match John comes through again.
A lot of haters wrote Cena off.
We know the Meltzer report, whatever, is going to give this like a very bad rating. Let's see. Oh, 3 stars, really? I wouldn't agree. I'd probably give it like 2.5, maybe 2. All right, so let's see if let's see if this simulated match can be better. All right, let's see how. Okay, this is a question here. Let's see how smart the computer is. Okay, I'm being serious. This Sean said in the promo that he wants to win by tap out. Okay, now if I sim this, who here thinks that the computer is gonna try to make Sean go for the tap out win? Why do I feel like it's not gonna do that? I should have made this a submission match, actually, because then it would have been forced in that sense. So maybe I screwed up, but you would think that the computer would like adjust and say, okay, promo, because it's going to be on the screen. I think on the top left, it's going to say that submission. But as for a challenge, the promo challenge for the submission. However, do you think the computer is going to do that? Yeah, okay. That's way beyond 2K's sophistication. At least not now. Maybe like 5 patches from now. Or maybe 2K29 or something will have that. Let's go. Let's see what happens. We're ready for a train wreck, guys. This is going to be a train wreck. Oh my god, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Oh my god.
From Miami, Florida, weighing in at 275 pounds, The Rock!
We've already seen that The Rock is champion material, but he recently proved he's red carpet material as well.
Well, The Rock can certainly do it all, but balancing Hollywood and WWE is no easy task with a competition level this high.
Corey, I think you're being a
The
bit
Brahma Bull.
from what we've seen.
This is my favorite version of The Rock.
As he does on set,
Not the biggest fan of
name in no time.
the Hollywood tribal tattoo rock. Although I do like him with longer sideburns. Maybe they'll come out with a persona with him with.
The Rock has
Actually,
already reached the mountaintop.
no, we do have that. We have the Rock '97 version, and I could give him the song and give him the motions and stuff. I could probably do that actually.
Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to win?
Ah, all right.
You think that you're better? You better get ready.
All right, we got HBK, DX HBK.
Representing D-Generation X from San Antonio, Texas, at 227 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
The WWE Universe has been counting the days, hours, and minutes for this match to start, and the countdown is almost over.
All right, let's see. Can Shawn Michaels hold up to his submission promise from the promo earlier?
Opportunity in front of them as they prepare to go one-on-one with the Great One.
Think you're a big man?
And we kick things off with
All right, self-promo challenge. See, right there on the top left. Shawn Michaels wins the match by a submission. I hope that the AI can make Shawn Michaels Wrestling go for that instead of the pin. But why do I doubt that they did that? That would be way too much for 2K to handle. They have to focus on their next persona cards or their next microtransactions. See, going right for the pin. 2K is not going to honor a self-promo challenge. They have to focus on their next packs that they're going to sell. They don't care about Universe, bro. It is what it is. I bet you Shawn ain't even gonna go for a submission. Imagine, you know what? I'll tell you this much: if Shawn Michaels even goes for 2 random submissions throughout this whole match, then I'll give 2K a little credit. But why do I feel like that won't even happen?
Just cranking the head. The Rock now has a leg up in this match. The Rock is lighting Michaels up with electrifying offense.
No doubt Michaels is coming to tonight prepared. I actually don't think anyone can match HBK's preparation.
Yeah, you can't just come into a match against Shawn Michaels cold. You must do your homework. Watching tape, taking notes, extra training. You have to be prepared.
Top left, I think I said top right. For the self-promo challenge.
Gets lifted into position. HBK in real danger here.
This is why you always do your homework against the Heartbreak Kid. All that preparation is like...
Hey man, I'll just be happy if this is a good match, even if he wins by pinfall or something. If this is a count out, dude, I'm gonna bug out. Come on, get him in the ring. Talk about submit. I wanted him to get a submission win, and it might even be a count out now. Come on, get in the ring, Shawn. Come on, Rock. Shawn, throw the referee out. Come on, dude, really? Nah, dude.
Shawn Michaels gets the win. Yes, he had that coming all night.
I think we have to do a rematch. What do you think, guys? We'll do a rematch. Oh, what a... I was about to assign the controllers.
Able to pick off the Rock. Years of speculation settled with Michaels' victory.
This one could have gone either way, but Michaels is able to dig.
I mean, I could play as Shawn and just do a figure 4. I mean, maybe I should do that. I don't know. I'm kind of lazy right now, but...
But is the Rock really going
I
to
did...
take this line down? Knowing him, we haven't seen the last.
Let's just do a rematch. Sorry, that didn't count, guys.
Two of the greatest
Count outs don't count.
ever seen in this industry. The Rock and Shawn Michaels. Each thing still the bigger name, the better
So,
contender.
in a situation like that, what I do, and maybe this would be kind of hard to make the computer do this, so I'm not going to blame 2K like I always do, but what I do in a situation like that is I target the referee, I hit the right analog stick down, I target the referee, and I grab him and I throw him out of the ring. Or even if you just target the referee and like clothesline him or something, whatever it is, do that. It'll always make your match better. You do not want countouts, even in my faction mode, even any mode. You don't want countouts. It's the worst way to win. It's the worst way to lose. It just stinks all over the place.
Two all-time greats in the ring, so you know the devil's in the details. The winner of this match might just be determined by which of these men shows their weakness first. If either The Rock or Michaels wavers at all, they'll be in trouble.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of raw determination for either of these superstars to get the upper hand here.
Just cranking the head. Slow.
I'll be right back, guys.
I'm sure he can feel the target on his back here. Dominating cross-body.
Looks like that disrupted The Rock's typically dazzling style.
Yeah, that's HBK putting his in-ring acumen to good use. Vicious right forearm.
Fist right on the temple.
Punch. Headlock. Ooh, cheap shot right above the eye.
And now gets tossed into the ring.
Carefully measuring, waiting to strike. There it is, the People's Punch. Draped across the top rope.
Oh, right to the kidneys.
Golly.
The Rock is laying the
smack it down.
Tough night so far for Michaels.
Heading to the top turnbuckle now.
From the top.
Oh! And he's staggering to his feet, about to head right into danger.
Ouch. With the counter.
Michaels is not taking this lying down anymore.
From the defensive to the offensive, he is ready to go.
Oh, look at the moonsault.
Ooh, that'll leave a mark. HBK looking to attack from above.
High risk. Throw it home.
Shot to the chest. Forearm smash. HBK looking to hook it up.
Oh, he's actually going for a submission. Whoa, what? What?
Fighting with everything he's got, and he breaks out of the figure four.
Don't tell me that 2K actually like is gonna make the computer go for submissions, dude. If 2K does that, like I'm gonna give them kudos. That's like that means they actually they put like like a Fire Pro tendency in there, or whatever, to actually have him do that. Whoa. I don't know. Was that just random, guys, or was that for real? It might have just been random.
A pained look on Michaels. He's down.
Two. Oh, he gets the shoulder up before three.
Unbelievable resilience and resolve from Michaels. What a kick out.
It isn't over yet. The Rock has to find a way to persevere right now if he wants to end this.
If Rock wins the match, I don't really care. Then that's it. The better man won. But Sean needs to go for those submissions. He came out with his brash, cocky arrogance from the click. Back out. He's gotta back up what he said.
Had that move from the Rock scouted.
Clothesline in the corner.
He's in a bit of agony now.
HBK delivering, and you can tell he senses crunch time is coming. High impact crossbody.
Uh-oh. Tuning up the band. Tuning up the band. Oh, sweet chin music. No, don't go for the pin. Go for the figure four. Come on. Yeah, I think that was random, guys. That figure four was random.
Memory for the Rock.
Shawn Michaels has an
I doubt he's
incredulous
gonna go
look on
for
his
it
face,
again.
guys. If this temper takes over, he might make
That's
a
if he
mistake.
goes for it again, it's gonna be random.
Flying forearm delivered by HBK. Michaels back up. Atomic.
I should have, I really should have made this a submission match, because then he'd have no choice but to do what the promo says.
Shoulder up after two.
Next time I'll do that.
Now is huge.
He's looking to go high risk from the top rope.
High risk.
Elbow drop. The showstopper taking it straight to his opponent's heart.
There's two. Guys, he put him away. That's a pretty big win.
Okay, objective failed.
Here is your winner, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn
What's the point of the promo? At that point, I would have rather the Rock win.
Years of speculation settled with Michaels' victory.
This one could have gone either way, but Michaels is able
That's
to
all right.
take
You can make another promo where Sean will be like, I know, I said I was gonna make him tap, but I still won the match. I don't know.
Going to take this line down. Knowing him, we haven't seen the last of this rivalry.
Shawn Michaels lays down for no one. A catchphrase that didn't really stick too well, but it's still attributed to Shawn. Alright. So we get the bash at the beach. PLE. So we got a lot of matches. We got a lot of matches to set up here. I think we got like 11 matches. or so. Titles on the line. Definitely he's not going to go against Damian Priest. Gotta definitely mix this up differently. You see, for Universe to work well, you kind of have to have, I would argue, 3 to 6 months of the calendar and momentums to go a certain way for the Universe mode to kind of click in, right? Otherwise, you're going to get random things like all over. I mean, some of these are not terrible, but like this is not the best. Cody Rhodes versus Hollywood, that's okay. Damian Priest versus Undertaker for the World Championship in the Steel Cage, no way. So this is the stuff that Universe Mode will by default do in the beginning of your universe. But as you say, like you go 6 months in, 3 to 6 months, you job guys you don't like, you allow for, you kind of like have to be in control of the momentum for a while. The Universe Mode kind of does settle in at some point. And that's not really 2K's problem. That's more like you got to kind of like steer it in the direction. This is how it's always been, and it does kind of correct itself. I played 2K24 a lot. That's what happens. So yeah, you kind of got to do heavy editing in the beginning, but this is not a bad match. Look, Ric Flair and Macho Man is not a bad match because Macho Man had the IC title before he lost it to Batista. So that's like a matchup like that isn't bad. But like putting this matchup as the first match in the PLE, that I don't agree with. But otherwise, this is not a bad matchup. The Outsiders versus DX. Not a bad matchup. And we could probably keep this match here. The only thing I don't like is the, I know it's definitely butchering the referees and stuff. But we're going to keep this, I think, Extreme Rules tag. Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold. That's not bad either. The two of these guys, almost had like a little rivalry going on. See, like, so it does actually kind of, this isn't bad either. It's using Heart Foundation versus, what is this, the Islanders or Wild Samoans. It's not bad, not a bad matchup. This is the Islanders versus Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. Not bad either. Some of these tag team matchups, really, you can't go too wrong with them. A rematch between Punk and Mankind for a hardcore, not bad. Drew McIntyre versus X-Pac, not a terrible match. Definitely would not put it at the end of the card like this. John Cena versus Kevin Owens. Well, Kevin Owens really didn't have much spotlight, right? So it's not terrible. Cody Rhodes versus Hollywood, not terrible. This is terrible. Damian versus Undertaker for the championship, no way, bro. Unless Damian won something earlier. He might have actually. Damian Priest might have beat somebody a few weeks ago in my calendar to put him in this position. And if that happened, if he won in a simulated match like that, then I would agree Universe, I guess. But I still, not for a title shot, though. No way, man. No way. Well, just assessing Universe Mode. I think that's something that 2K kind of gets right. Its Universe Mode is not terrible with, like, its algorithm style, whatever. It's more of, like, the bugs and stuff. The constantly needing to change, the referees and all that nonsense is, to me, a lot more problematic than the actual matchups. Alright, so we got the first match. Are we gonna really open with an IC? We could do this, you know. Why do I feel like it's like taboo to open up with a nice... It is taboo, man. Hold on, let's see if we rearrange this a little bit. Let's do Drew McIntyre versus X-Pac. Was that normal? I think that was normal. See, this stuff should stick, by the way, because you guys all saw me do this in the beginning of the stream. Okay, Drew McIntyre versus X-Pac. Not a bad matchup, especially with the way this universe in my calendar has been going. So we're going to open that up. But we have to remember to do Macho versus Ric Flair, because I kind of like that matchup too. So we will do that. I'm going to turn the entrance on. All right. 2-on-2 Extreme Rules tag. I do like this too. I kind of want the Outsiders to win. Wait. Can I not set this? Is that like a universe thing? Oh, 2-on-2. Okay, so Extreme Rules 2-on-2. Alright, no, it's good. So we got wins and losses showing now. That was with patch 1.07. I'm very meticulous. I gotta have my show the way I want it, man. With the referees and all that stuff. Alright, so we can use DX Sean. And obviously Triple H. Okay, why is Sean not loading up over here? But that's alright. Don't ask questions as long as the match works. That's what you do with 2K. You have to learn not to ask questions. Don't ask questions with this game. If it works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Because if you try to fix it, you're going to break 11 different things. So we open up with X-Pac versus Drew. We got a tag team. I kind of want the Outsiders to get the belts back because I have plans for Shawn and Triple H. Okay, Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold in a regular... I like this. However, I don't like a normal match. I think this needs to be a little more intense than a normal match. So we could do maybe a brawl. And parking lot brawl is kind of fun, so... Okay, not much to change here. We really don't have managers. We really don't have much here, so. Alright, so Brock and Austin are going to meet up in the parking lot for a nice fun brawl. Now, did we do the Hart Foundation versus the Wild Samoans? Do we like that one? We could do this, you know. The only thing is I would just switch spots. Afa and Sika. Alright, Afa and Sika. Barely know these guys. But now who was is there anybody, like, if they wanted a manager, let's say, can we add a manager? Oh, I think we gotta add a manager. Okay, here. Who was the manager for the Wild Samoa? Was it Captain Lou Albino? Was it him? I don't even know anymore. It might be. You know what? He's gonna go along with him. I think it was him. Okay, so I played Showcase a while ago, so I don't remember. Alright, Brett. Do we add Bulldog as a manager? We could add Bulldog here as a manager. Get him part of the show. All right, so I did like this matchup, by the way. I just reversed the positions because I do believe the Hart Foundation should come out second. See, Universe actually does have some good matchups, though. I gotta give it them. All right, so we did like this. We still got to remember Macho and Macho and Ric Flair for the IC title. This match here, I don't know what to do with this. Do we just let it play out? I'm not a big fan of any of these guys. The Islanders I probably would go with because they're old school. I have more respect for the old school, but you know what? We're gonna do a tag team. We're gonna keep the Islanders. So we're gonna keep Haku and Tama. Okay, so we keep Haku and Tama, but we are going to go against a better team than an older team. So we could do the Dudley Boys. We could do the Dudley Boys. They're fair. We could do Farouk and Bradshaw. It's a JBL Bradshaw. It's not the Acolytes. I didn't make them yet. I really should try to make an APA, an Acolyte Protection Agency team. I don't know why I'm not doing that. We could do Iron Sheik and Roddy Piper. That's usually a fun team. Even though I don't really have them as a team, they're going to have individual entrances, but that's not bad. If I had this JBL, if I had an APA version of him, I would definitely do the APA, but I just have regular JBL, which I kind of like regular JBL better for singles because he's definitely a better character in singles. But I really should have an alt attire just for the APA though, man. I really should. I don't even have to give him the long hair. I could just give him the APA attire because he can kind of go in and out of character for the tag team. I could definitely do the Usos. I set them up as a team because I don't really like them single. Brothers of Destruction, but that's not going to work because Undertaker has the belt. We already got Outsiders up in here. Do Kurt Angle and Lex Luger. I could call them like the Patriots or something, but nah. Rock and Sock. I don't know if I set that up or not. I don't know if I made that team. I might have. Not gonna do that though. I think I did make the Rock. Did I make the Rock? Now see, I don't even remember anymore. There's a lot you can do, dude. Like, you can make Evolution. I mean, there's so much you could do. There is a lot of customizing you can do, man. I mean, I gotta give it to 2K. Like, they do still let you do good amount of customization. Unfortunately, as the games advance, we're gonna lose a lot of that. But for now, we're good. You can definitely do the Steiners. Rick and Papa Pump. Alright, that's a good choice. Alright. I do have to get a more modern Rick Steiner, like with a black leather jacket. It would fit the Papa Pump a little bit more, but that's fine. You know, one thing about Rick Steiner is like he kind of looked the same. Rick Steiner kind of looked the same his whole career. So you just give him a leather jacket, and you got a more modern Rick Steiner. Very easy attire to make. Obviously, with Scott Steiner, you can't do that. You have to pretty much beat the showcase mode to get Scott Steiner. So. So we're going to see good matchup for the hardcore title, but we're going to have to do a false count anywhere, so. Wow, CM Punk won so many matches. And you know, the funny thing is, he won all those matches simmed, because I barely play as CM Punk. I'm not actually a big fan of CM Punk. You would think I am, but all those matches I believe he won simmed. I think he's okay, CM Punk. I don't really like him that much. He's okay. I unlocked him. I had to go through the brutal World Tour mode just to get this guy. Actually, World Tour mode in my faction was kind of fun, though. I'll give it that. See, one thing about 2K, dude, is they actually have fairly fun mechanics, even in their egregious microtransaction modes. Their gameplay is fun, and that's the only thing that I gotta. If I give any kudos to this company, it's they know how to do a fairly fun game. Otherwise, it's plagued with so many problems. All right, so it's okay. So we're gonna do okay. Well, it's a false count anywhere match. So what does that mean? I mean, we could put Paul Heyman to hang out with CM Punk. Can we do that? Yeah. Oh, we gotta do the match options. Alright, so we're gonna have Paul Heyman. I also changed CM Punk's song back to the Cult of Personality. Not a big fan of his 2010 song, but at least we have it. We could put it on someone else like Edge or something if you ever want to do that. I don't know. Some people may be particular with that, but art. Okay, so Mankind does have the Hardcore Championship at the moment. He won, ironically. Mankind did beat CM Punk with an 86 overall, and CM Punk has like a 90 something. So that and that was a simulated match. I didn't play it. So as you can see, sometimes that does happen. It's rare. CM Punk, like as you can see, seven wins in a row. So 2K does not like higher rated guys to win in simulation because it's, like I said, the wrestling is a little bit more geared around my faction this year than it is Universe. So, but upsets still happen, just rare. Okay, so we got a pretty good card going so far. How many more? Oh, we still got a lot more matches. Bear with me, dudes. Bear with me. Okay, so this is where. So we had that already, right? Okay, so this is where we were gonna put Macho. We're gonna switch it on the card, right? I was gonna put Macho Man for the IC versus Ric Flair here, I think. I mean, we could do Extreme Rules, okay. 1-on-1. I'm not your boy. Now I'm trying to think here. Okay. Alright, so we did set that up, right? Wait, did I set that up? Man, I'm like forgetting here. Okay. Now this is a good universe pick because Macho was the 2 IC titles ago. He had it, so. Well, we gotta get Ric Flair. And now you can see that they're very close in rating. They're only 3 points apart. So this could really go any way. So. I'm wondering if we should have like Charlotte Flair as a manager, or maybe like, I don't know if we could even do that. Should anybody be a manager for Ric Flair, like Randy Orton or something? Nah, it's fine. In order for that to work, I have to make the Evolution team and stuff, so. Alright, so all we did is we just switched Macho and Rick, who was an opening match, by the way, and we switched it with Drew McIntyre and X-Pac. This card is looking pretty good. I like the brawl here. I like the tag teams. The back-to-back tag team matches are not bad. We're giving the Wild Samoans and the Islanders some debut time because I have not used them much. So I don't know them too much because they're like before my time, dude. Look, keep it this way. I'm 40 years old, dude. I just turned 40, and these are like before my time. I was like a very young kid when these guys were. Not the Steiner brothers so much, but yeah. Captain Lou Albino, dude. I was like 4 or 5 years old when he was hanging out with Cyndi Lauper and everything. Okay, this is great. It's one thing I do like about these 2K games. See, I'm not always complaining. What I do like about these 2K games is the old wrestlers they introduce. I love that. Because I'm an old man and I like stuff like that. I like the times of yesteryears. I'm not a big fan of new stuff, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just my love for nostalgia. Maybe it's my anti-liberal politics. I don't know. I don't have the answer, but I feel like a lot of new stuff is tainted with weird things, and I kind of wish, in some ways, we had the old school going again. So that's how it works with my brain. All right, so we got 3 matches left. What do we do with these 3 matches? We definitely have to change the championship match, correct? So, John Cena versus Kevin Owens. I don't know if that's a good match. We could definitely have John Cena up here. I could put Triple H to defend the European title. I kind of don't want to do that. I'm gonna leave Triple H off the card. Actually, no, we have Triple H on the card. What am I saying? Yeah, he's already here, so we don't need to have him in there. So John Cena we can definitely use. Now, I'm thinking Kurt Angle. Could be Lex Luger, but then Lex Luger's most likely going to lose. Kurt Angle has a better shot at winning if we sim it. Okay, Kurt Angle sounds like a good idea. What do you think? What do you think, my 2 viewers? We could do like an Iron Man. Nah. We'll just do a 1 fall. That's it. Just a plain 1 fall. Okay. So none of these guys have belts, so... Alright, we're good. That's a way better match than Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Just gotta always double check if those entrances are on. They're not sticking at all. Alright, so now we're down to 2 last matches at Bash at the Beach PLE. So let's think about this here. Now, I did say I kind of like Hogan and Bischoff versus Cody Rhodes. And actually, in a weird sense of irony, I don't think I even have to change anything. No, I do have to change. Why? Because of the referee is not the right referee. Okay, so we do like this, though. So let's customize participants. You can see it changes Hogan back to his other attire for some reason, and nothing sticks. It already had the referee. It had it, dude. It had it. Now, why am I upset with this? Because I know how this game is. Chances are Eric Bischoff. I don't know if he comes out with the leather jacket or not. I don't know. I feel like the Eric Bischoff is like not right for some reason, but I could be wrong. Alright, I think everything might be good. Hey, welcome home. Been streaming for a while here. Okay, so we got Cody Rhodes versus Hollywood Hogan. Not a terrible match. I'm surprised my repeat has been holding up this long, Omar. And now we got for the title, Damian Priest with his eyeliner. See, Undertaker, he's got eyeliner on also, but he looks way cooler because of his beat-up face. Where you look at Damian Priest and his pretty boy face with his makeup and his neatly shaven facial hair, to me, doesn't look too good. He looks goily. So I'm not a big fan of Damian Priest, but he's more of a jobber, so we got to change that. You know what? We're gonna do. What kind of match are we gonna do with the Undertaker here? You do a false count anywhere. Why not? Make it a little. I was gonna do a casket, but nah. Can't bring out managers in a casket. I don't think so. Hi, Omar. All right, so. Who is gonna go against the dead man? We could do Sting. That would be interesting. We could do Sting, actually. And this is a fairly good Sting. You gotta put the guy in the coffin or whatever. But it's stupid because you can't bring out a manager, and Undertaker's way cooler when you bring out Paul Bearer, I feel. Alright, confirm. Undertaker. Head manager, obviously Paul Bearer. And this is for the World Championship. So Sting has a huge shot at the title here. Alright, so we just did our pay-per-view, or PLE, paid live event, Omar. And alright, so we're gonna save this. Well, this is gonna be one heck of a slobber knocker, Omar. Alright, let's look at the card here, Omar. We have Drew McIntyre versus X-Pac for an opening battle here. Chances are Drew will win, but you never know. X-Pac may have the upset. We have an Extreme Rules tag team match. Outsiders versus D-Generation X. Okay, kind of want Outsiders to win this, because I have plans for Shawn and Triple H. Now we have Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a parking lot brawl. That's going to be interesting. X-Pac, yeah, he's okay, but he was kind of like a borderline jobber. They pushed him a little bit back in the day, but he just never. He was like a mid-card, I guess you could say. All right, then we got the Wild Samoans with Captain Lou Albano versus the Hart Foundation in another sensational tag team. And then we have the Islanders. They're debuting right here. Why not? Bash at the Beach, Islanders? Makes sense, right? Wild Samoans, makes sense. Bash at the Beach. Versus the Steiner Brothers, which is Rick Steiner, Big Papa Pump. Falls Count Anywhere. CM Punk versus Mankind for the Hardcore Championship. And CM Punk is going to come out with Paul Heyman as a surprise manager. We have Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth Cream of the Crop. Yeah. Versus Ric Flair. Evolution Ric Flair. Okay, for the IC title. Yeah, we got Kurt Angle versus John Cena in a 1-fall. Got Cody Rhodes versus Hollywood Bald Hogan. And then we're going to have Sting versus Undertaker. Okay, for championship. This looks like a good card. Let's go, Omar. We're simming match 1. Bash at the Beach, Omar. Bash at the Beach. Bash Beach. Oh, yeah.
From chosen one to number one.
He's kind of cool, Drew McIntyre. He comes out like a Celtic warrior, whatever. Like a Game of Thrones guy. I kind of like characters like this. You know, when they come out like stupid, like Seth freaking Rollins or The Miz. They look like they got their outfits from a thrift store. I'm not a big fan of that. But Drew McIntyre is kind of like cool. Like for some reason, I think he's kind of a tough guy in a sense where he's more of like an old school. Drew McIntyre is more like an old school guy in some ways, but yet he's not that old. Reminds me of like a William Wallace or something, so I kind of like characters like that. But you don't get too many modern characters like that.
Carried that momentum all the way to WrestleMania, where he became WWE champion.
I don't think X-Pac has a chance here, to be honest. Well, we'll see. I probably should have made X-Pac come out first. Look at the palm trees in the sand, Omar. They're wrestling on a beach, Omar. The ring is on the beach.
He is the first superstar to be a member of both the NWO and the Generation X. Yeah,
Because it's a bash beach, Omar.
and great high-flying attacks.
It's a bash beach.
And we're set for action with the Scottish Warrior.
All right, here we go.
McIntyre. For him, it's all about the thrill of battle, standing your ground and emerging victorious.
Who do you want to win, Omar?
McIntyre
X-Pac?
sends his opponents into agony with terrifying power backed by the fury of centuries of Scottish warriors. The ring is his battleground.
Omar, what are you, drunk or something?
Slay opponents down one by one if that's what it takes to prove he's
I
the
feel like you
greatest
sound like you're
warrior
drunk.
WWE.
But X-Pac isn't concerned with any of that right about now. He's always kind of on his own frequency, and honestly, that seems to work for him.
Yeah, X-Pac is his own man and does things his own
better be a
way
good boy,
inside
Omar.
the ring, which can make him unpredictable and hard to deal with.
And X-Pac had it
No, you're
scouted.
not. You don't even...
Scouted that one.
Well, I kind of think that's why he kind of named himself X-Pac. He used to be the 1, 2, 3 kid, and I think he named himself X-Pac because he was a fan of Tupac.
X-Pac looks powerless to every attack.
X-Pac has to fight.
Arm is trapped, crossface, submission will
And he wears like the bandanas like Tupac sometimes, X-Pac. So.
What resilience. Dominating shoulder tackle. And evades the attack. Picture shot. Good night. Looking to capitalize on that move.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. Drew McIntyre just completely jobbed X-Pac. Well, I hate to say it, in real life that probably would happen. X-Pac was never pushed that hard, and Drew McIntyre was a world champion recently, so that would kind of happen. But that was not a good match. I hope the Outsiders kind of win here because I got plans for Shawn and Hunter. Kind of have to get the tag team titles off of them. Here they come, the Wolf Pack, Omar. This is the Wolf Pack. The Outsiders.
The following contest is a tag team Extreme Rules match.
The Bad Boys are wrestling, Omar.
The WWE World Tag Team Championship. And at a combined weight of 608 pounds, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders.
It's a big-time opportunity, Byron, as the title will be on the line.
608 pounds of muscle, Omar. Of burly man sweat and steroids.
New champ crowns here tonight.
Alright, now they're going up against D-Generation X, Omar.
Are you ready? You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? But you gotta get ready. Bow to the masters.
Here they are, Omar. Here they are, Omar. The Degenerates.
There we go, gentlemen. Huge title match coming up, and a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone that there truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
Who's gonna win, Omar? The Outsiders or the Degenerates? That's Triple H, Omar. That's when he was younger, though.
So that's what it's all about, the tag team titles.
Before he became the Game.
Time to test these teams.
Yeah, he was super young. He was like only 27 or 26 there. And Shawn was probably like 31, 32.
Trying to make short order of things there.
Oh, look at this aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy. There was no issue with that attack. Hey,
Whoa, this is a tornado match? Oh, this is a tornado tag match. All right, it's interesting.
stomping away, just ruthless.
Come on, there's no place for those types of tactics. I'm sure it's just aggravating
All right.
the champ even further.
Sportsmanship is
We are
in it now.
Omar, you want the earlier the better. What do you mean?
Way of dragging out superstars' more primitive instincts. As soon as the rules are gone, we're seeing what these competitors would really
Why would you want to join later?
It's not even
If you really are thinking about basketball, go into it early. You got the height and everything, Omar.
might as well go with the flow, because if you don't, you're going to be in a world of pain.
Kendo stick impact. He's looking for an implement of destruction under the ring.
And he now slides back into the ring.
Still fighting back. Look at him go.
Headlock. Oh, and a right hand for good measure.
dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
The champ taking a bit of damage.
Oh, making that look almost effortless.
Shawn Michaels has run into trouble.
Bad situation for HBK.
Elbow drop.
Piercing. Look at this heel hook. This is how you punish your opponent, and he's enjoying every minute of it. Looking for an inverted figure four leg lock.
Oh, wrestling, Omar?
He's heading to the outside. Better
Wrestling.
watch for the referee's count.
Wrestling, you could be like.
Will he get on with it already? This is a fight. Coming back from the outside now. And he gets discarded out of the ring. Stepping out of the ring here. Carrying in a jeopardizing position.
You hear me, Omar? I think it's back. That's weird. It recovered.
The championship. He's able to beat a 2 count.
Still going to take a massive effort to keep him down.
Oh, kick right to
Still kind of like in and out.
Say hello to the bad guy and goodbye to his opponent. Outsider Edge. Are we headed towards a title change? Drops the elbow. Cover. New champ incoming.
But no, helping their teammate out there.
This was a headbutt. Scoop slam.
Yeah, Omar, it recovered. I didn't have to do anything. Somehow it fixed itself. I don't even know how.
Connects.
Uh-oh.
And what's he
Still
looking
kind of
for
like,
here?
still kind of fighting a little bit.
It's like he knows that he who laughs last is the one with the sledgehammer. Sidewalk
Oh, that's cool, Omar.
Returning to the ring now.
Michaels avoids the attack.
Omar, I think the microwave screwed up my repeater signal.
The title not going anywhere tomorrow.
Here's the pin. Title could be decided. Makes the save, and they continue this match.
I don't think any of these superstars are going to show any quit at this point. Never say die.
Omar, this match is so chaotic. Wow. I don't even know what's going on.
Get the doctors out here quick.
I didn't expect this to be a tornado match.
Front face lock applied. It's about to get more painful. Kevin Nash about to establish his dominance.
Has the champ pin. Is this it? And the cover.
And we have new tag team champions. What a
That's it. Outsiders are the new champions.
Here are your winners, and the new World Tag Team Champions, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders.
This is undoubtedly one of the wildest matches I've ever witnessed.
We had a lawless environment tonight, a chance for teams to go extreme, and this team accepted the assignment with joy.
Alright, Omar, I'm back, sorry. Nah, Omar. I haven't really been following a lot of sports. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I got church, all these things going on. I've been having a ministry with a lot of people in church, trying to help people. A lot of stuff going on, Omar. I don't even have much time for games as much as you think. I'm kind of like, my gaming is definitely getting less, and so.
We have a developing situation.
All right, Omar, backstage brawl, Omar.
This is going to head to blows.
Brought down with the bulldog. Oh man, right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
Omar, I contacted Nintendo to let me know if I can get on the pre-order list through the Nintendo account. I think I was too late, even though I did it on the 24th, but it was late at night.
Short arm clothesline. He is determined to fight out of this predicament.
So I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I know, Omar. I don't know what we're gonna do, Omar. I guess we gotta wait a few months.
Short jab.
Like right away. I'm definitely gonna get it, but not right away.
Shots to the back of the neck. Clubbing blows.
I just like this. I like the Nintendo Switch, man. I'm a fan of it.
Stone Cold, not even a little close to backing down here. Swinging the elbow to halt the offense.
My Switch controllers are so broken, dude. Every time I try to play a game, they constantly go dead on me. So I can't even really play it that much anymore.
He counters with a great reversal.
Fighting like this backstage is so unforgiving.
Who's gonna win this brawl, Omar? This is a parking lot brawl.
Especially before your opponent does.
Down in a hurry.
Arm bar.
Oh.
Countered right when it was needed. Double underhook suplex.
He's in a bad way, but still has something left in the tank.
Up they go. Oh, atomic drop.
All the way up. Driven
All right,
down
I'm
with
here.
a sidewalk slam.
I'm here, Omar. Had to make some food.
Stone Cold too slow there.
I'll throw some prayers up for you, Omar. I'm praying for like everybody lately, so I'll try to do that. I'll remember. I'm sorry, Omar. Sometimes I don't always remember to pray for you. I usually pray for people I talk to like a lot.
Oh, no. Right to the back of the neck.
Oh, that'll turn your skin red. Oh, he flips that around.
But I'll try to remember, Omar.
Big boot.
This is just someone saying, I am the alpha in this match. Clothesline.
What's he gonna do here? Oh, that hurt. Setting up for something here. Into the front slam. Oh my God, a clothesline.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, Omar. Keep going back and forth, man. Yeah, I made food. Well, nothing special, just a frozen dinner.
Great awareness from Austin. He is determined to fight out of this predicament.
Oh, look at mounting, and now the punch is hammering away.
Ruthless.
One after another.
Yep. How's life, Omar? How's your parents, your sister, all that stuff?
Oh, get ready. He's waiting for the perfect time.
Oh, Thez press, and then
Austin with a Thez press. Now rapid fire rights from the rattlesnake.
and saw what was coming there.
Suplex.
Uh-oh. Batten down the hatches.
Oh, I see, Omar.
Thunderous.
Closed fist punch to the jaw. That's one way to
Question.
the move.
Do you ever talk about Jesus to your dad?
Press. Hammer it away.
Denied via a wicked punch to the stomach.
Trap in the neck. Oh, watch the knees. Ouch. Oof. What a vicious
Yeah, I know,
shot.
but I'm just wondering because
Man, that definitely
if he's always mad at you, he could be mad that if you bring that up. Because he's Muslim, Muslims don't like to hear that.
Oh, saw it coming and got an elbow for their trouble. And landing with the double.
Your mom's more Christian, right?
I think we all know what's coming from Austin.
Austin with the cold stunner. Oh, basically hammering their opponent into the floor. Anticipated that. The sledgehammer, how you're coming from that? Ooh.
Oh, God. The Kimura. The Kimura. Kimura lock cinched in.
All right, microwave's on again. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my signal.
His arm snaps. Great job fighting out.
Austin with stone cold stunner. Wielding the sledgehammer, clearly feeling the power that comes with it.
Landing a big hit with that hammer. That was brutal, but it looks like this brawl.
All right, knocked him out with the sledgehammer. That's it.
Fonseca, truly a legendary tag team.
We are about to see a brawl.
The following is a tag team match.
Omar, so your mother's more Christian, right?
On the way to the ring,
Captain Lou Albida.
Captain Lou Albano, at a combined weight of 645 pounds, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
Alpha and Sika helped
Albano,
shape
sorry.
an entire family dynasty. These are two unorthodox trailblazers.
Alpha and Sika have won piles of tag team titles around the world.
Yeah, Corey, memorable for their antics outside the ring and brutality inside it.
There is no predicting what Alpha and Sika will do in this one.
Really? Pretty safe to assume